Hello Taurus, and welcome to your monthly horoscope for May for the Sun or the Ascendant. As ever, I'm going to give you the broad strands of what to expect, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you the key dates and influences that are particularly relevant to your sign. But nothing is as powerful as the solar eclipse, which brings you into this new month and is going to provide a backdrop of energy for the next 6 months. And the black moon, which occurred right at the end of April, on the 30th of April, is so important because it also combines with the energy of Uranus. Uranus is about independence, it's about freshness, innovation. It can be about independence. It can make us a bit erratic. We can need space. Maybe our plans can change very, very quickly. And for the first week of this month, Uranus is still very close to the Sun in your sign. But the period of influence for the solar eclipse could be as active as 6 months for you. So I think your need to really stick out for what feels right for you is going to be strengthened hugely by this combination that occurs as you come into May. But also, there is a bit of a contraindication because on the 2nd, Venus, your ruler, moves into the 12th house, followed by Jupiter on the 10th and Mars on the 24th. So there's quite a lot of energy in the part of your scope to do with reflection. Your friendships could be tested this month or strengthened. It just depends on your individual situation. But I think once Venus joins your sign on the 28th, you will have learned so much about your needs, the politics of your situation, and perhaps also come to terms with some strands from your past. And I think that that's going to really help you to build the platform, the foundations to move forwards for the rest of the year from that point onwards. But if you are new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you would subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. Also, if you'd like to go above this Zodiac broadcast and understand personal astrology and how it impacts on you based on your birth data, you can order a 12-month forecast and a character analysis and get 30% off with my special package. Please see the link below. And finally, if you'd like to get your free written daily horoscope fired to your device each morning, please click on the subscription link also below. So Taurus, as you come into this month, I think it's highly likely that you're going to have a tremendous amount of energy. It might be a little bit difficult to sleep, but not because you're particularly anxious by things, more that you could really have a real sense of excitement about what life can offer you in the weeks and months to come. But for some Tauran people, I think part of this process may be about asserting what you need to do for yourself. And Uranus can push us to do this and be a lot more rebellious than perhaps we've been in the past. Now, because you're a sign that loves a degree of continuity, this could push you a little bit to do things that may feel like you're going outside your comfort zone. But try to go with it, because I do think that if you can, there's lots of opportunities for growth. Also, there is a tremendous link in the first part of this month between both Jupiter and Pluto. Jupiter is about expansion, Pluto in your 9th house very much about change, but where Jupiter is can be very much to do with your connections to others. So whether it's groups of people or principles or causes that inspire you, or perhaps even travel in a group situation, something really exciting can manifest itself at the start of this month. But Mercury, the planet of communication, is in shadow as you begin May, and it's possible that just towards the end of April there were some issues to do with your finances that seemed a bit sluggish or not completely clear. Because Mars is combining with Neptune from the 13th through to the 23rd, I think anything to do with your future plans needs to be really clarified. And perhaps you can use the Mercury shadow and then a retrograde, which begins on the 10th, to actually just get down into the detail of things, break things down into bite-sized pieces. Try to make sense of exactly where you can make economies or where you can make improvements. Please don't see Mercury retrograde as all bad. It is actually going to come back into your sign on the 23rd. And it's possible that something that you started in March or April may go through a period of just refinement, and some strands that are not meant to be could fade away. But just go with the flow, because this may be all part of a bigger process. Now, Venus, your ruler, is going to be moving on the 2nd into your 12th house. If there is any relationship where you feel your personal freedom is really conflicted to the point where you can't breathe, someone's being controlling or perhaps overly possessive, either you're going to really make them much more aware of your need to be your own person, or a weak tie could even finish. But with Jupiter moving into your 12th house on the 10th, followed by Mars on the 24th, and then in the last week of this month, Mars and Jupiter combining, there's also opportunities to connect with people from your past. This could be influential people. It may even be linked to feeling much more nostalgic about someone you were previously involved with. So there can be reconnections as well as disconnections. Again, it depends on your unique circumstances. The other thing with Jupiter, of course, is Jupiter is the planet of opportunity. And moving into the sign of Aries, it's given a burst of the fire of that sign. So even for you, if this represents the 12th house, the 12th house is very much about the more philosophical and spiritual dimension. So I think that part of your existence can really expand quite a lot this month. However, from the 12th through to about the 18th, the Sun is in a square with Saturn. And Saturn continues its journey in your sector of success. So because it's squaring with the Sun in your sign, it's possible that if you're working in an environment which is very restrictive, or a lot of pressure or a lot of expectations, but not a lot of acknowledgement for your hard work and dedication, that could see you thinking about making a change professionally, particularly on the back of the Scorpio lunar eclipse, which occurs on the 16th. I also feel that this could be a time when people can push back a little bit about their needs in terms of relating to you. So just be prepared for that also over the next 6 months. But the Sun moves on the 21st into the sign of Gemini. Expect the speed of life to pick up, but this will also see you grappling with those financial issues that perhaps the Mercury shadow and retrograde has highlighted that you do need to get to grips with. But I think once Venus moves into your sign on the 28th, that is going to be a staging point when much greater clarity becomes clear to you, and that's going to give you an opportunity to really give yourself some kind of makeover, refine your approach to situations. Your personal magnetism is definitely going to be boosted hugely towards the end of this month. It is true that some politics could come into the open around a relationship matter just before then, from the 24th to the 28th, as Venus squares with Pluto. But the Gemini new moon on the 30th, as the month closes, is your chance to really get that sense of stability, which is so important to you, much more nailed down, but in a way that's working in the new reality that we're all experiencing. As I did predict last November for 2022, the North Node in your sign is or has going to make us much more conscious of resources, and that's going to be part of your personal story as well. So that new moon at the end of the month is definitely an opportunity when you can think much more carefully about how to use the assets that you've got, how to economize, or how to be creative in making more money and aiding your income. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Taurus. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care and goodbye for now.